Finally play one of the most dynamic duos in comics in the show.
It's pretty fun. I mean, it's one of those things, because it is so iconic. I don't think you want to put too much pressure onto it or try and you don't want to oversell it, So I think we played it very truthfully, and luckily Marco wrote some incredible scenes between us and really got to the nitty-gritty of why these two eventually become best friends. We just kind of play the truth bit and don't try and keep it as real as possible.
Mike, at the end of the first season of Luke Cage, I was very concerned and heartbroken, and I was very happy to see how things started for you this season. But I'm just curious, what was your reaction when you saw where Luke Cage ended up at the end of the season of your show, and how did they have to explain it to you, and how they would take care of things?
Well, look, I mean, anytime you sort of end up where things began, you have to make sense of it. Have you come full circle? Is that a good thing that you ended up? But he had to sort of atone for some of the things he did. I mean, again, wrongfully accused, wrongfully incarcerated, but the judicial system, as we know, has to run its course. So it's a bit of a formality, but it does make me feel like, does he have to go back? It doesn't make sense, but ultimately, I think it's for the best, because now, as you see with the Defenders, I mean, I think if he can get that stuff behind him, it's a whole new Luke, and that's what's so hard about the first season. The whole new Luke. The whole thing is that he wants to just forget about that and move on, because the whole first season is his reluctancy to share.
Always.
Yeah, always forward. His reluctancy in the first season is to not share with people. I mean, remember, if you're a convict who's on the run, whose wife was killed mysteriously, and you have superpowers, and your name is not even your real name. When you have conversations with people, usually these things will come up organically, like, hey, where you from? What's your name? What was your love life like? What did you work before? He doesn't want to talk about any of that with anybody, so he's constantly avoiding conversations of this depth. So now, once it gets out, I think he's going to feel a different guy, so I can't wait for that to happen. Yeah.
Right from the jump, you put Iron Fist in his place, and you took it pretty well.
I did.
Is there a lesson there?
Danny, for sure.
I mean, is this a scene I didn't see? What happened?
No, when we have a kind of a difference of backgrounds.
Is that in the trailer?
No, in the third scene.
Oh, I forgot. Wait a minute, I forgot you guys seen something.
Yeah.
Ooh, I forgot. Hey, sorry,
Trying
guys.
to cover your back there.
Play it dumb.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Help me out, guys. I forgot you've seen this.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what are you doing?
That's the great thing about us all coming together, is that we really learn from each other. I think Danny definitely learns from all the other superheroes, and one of the things he learns from Luke is how to just actually step down a notch. Actually, no, not step down a notch, but just kind of really understand who he is a little bit better, and really take his responsibility a bit more seriously. And the fact that I have this enormous power because I'm head of this company, I can actually use that in a lot more intelligent ways than just kind of flashing some cash around or going and punching stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those things where Luke has the advantage of years of experience. I mean, he's a little older than Danny. He's sort of been around, done that. He's been in prison. He's got some miles. He's got some experience. He's
from the streets.
From the streets,
We're from a community.
And this is where we
Danny's
operate.
never grown up in a community
Yeah.
which isn't of this world.
Mm-hmm.
And so, he comes back into this wealth and he's just like a kid in a candy shop. But actually, he needs to really realize that his actions have repercussions, and you help him realize that.
Yeah. I mean, because
really
we are street level heroes. And so
Yeah,
eventually
you bring me down to the street. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Get real. And I'm like, oh, wow, yeah. I didn't think about it.
When you two meet for the first time, it's freaking electric, because
She's
it's dynamite.
electric.
He's a show tune guy. I mean, I know the song.
So-
we both are actually.
Well, we have this
Yeah, I was
anyway.
gonna say, wait.
It's a
Yeah.
game. Okay,
We have
I
this
songs
game
too.
on set. Every time we hear a song in conversation, we have to break out.
To break into it, yeah. So
it's
one
just a
key
thing.
word leads us into a chorus or something.
Yeah, sorry.
So was there a rehearsal period for that fight scene and all? Because it was really fun for me.
Well, this was the great
No,
thing.
we just did that. That was us. We just came on set, said, "Hey, you ready? All right," and
This
then
was the
action.
great thing about Defenders, because it was an ensemble piece. There was more room in our schedules,
Yeah.
and that meant there was room to rest. But there was also room to actually spend more time on learning the choreography and planning it out. And so, yes, for that fight, and also the fight in episode 3 as well.
Yeah.
We had a lot of really good time to rehearse that and plan it out, and I think it shows.
Yeah, I mean, the advantage that, the disadvantage that we have as in television is that we're working on a tighter schedule. I mean, by the time everything is approved, by the time the fight scenes are actually up and ready for us to see and rehearse.
We
have a day or two.
Or 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, and then ultimately we go on set and they change it. Like, remember that fight you learned? Okay, it's kind of the same, but not. So we're taking this, and this is muscle memory. It's like a dance step. You've got it kind of sort of worked out. And now, you don't get punched in the face and you got to shoot it. You got like 2 hours to do it. I mean,
you're doing it 3 a.m. at night.
3 a.m. I mean, literally, you start fighting at 2 a.m. And who wants to fight at 2 a.m.?
So it was nice. It was nice being a part of an ensemble because it gave more time.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Are there any dynamics in the show that will surprise viewers that they wouldn't see coming?
I think the dynamic, how we first start off, I think that's a little bit surprising because everyone knows us as being like BFFs, and actually the first time we see each other, there's conflict, and it grounds and roots the characters into reality a little bit better, which I think is really interesting. I also think Sigourney's character is really relatable and really, she's not this clear-cut villain. You can kind of side with her, and I think that's really interesting and really surprising. There's a lot of stuff at the end that happens, which I doubt you've seen, which is really surprising.
Honestly, I've forgotten. It's been so long since we shot it. I can't remember what happened at the end. I don't know if I live or die, actually. I'm not sure.
But you have a second season already.
I was gonna say that makes
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Zombie Luke.
That's a good point. You're right.
Finn, what episode does Danny get his costume?
Maybe you'll have to watch and find out.
Okay.
You gonna finish it now? You wanna finish it? Yeah.
What?
You gonna finish the series now? How many you guys seen?
right.
Four?
Right.
Okay.
I will finish it.
Your character as a player, is that ever gonna come like bite you? And you haven't seen the repercussions.
Player. Just because he's not a player.
Ladies' man.
He's not a player. He just crushes a lot. So that's what the song said. No, honestly, he's just one of those guys that he's sort of looking for the right fit, and he's just. Again, he comes into contact with these women. I think he had a sort of an unreasonable sort of thing he carried for his former wife, and that's always trouble when you have someone who you feel is perfect. And eventually, he meets Jessica, but then that was weird because then she was responsible for the wives. I mean, then Claire. It's just Misty. We'll see. I mean, we'll see how it works out. But ultimately, he's still kind of
You need to
searching.
keep it in your pants.
What's interesting is
Somebody has to do it. All
is
right.
in the comics, Misty and Danny have had this whirlwind romance, for decades, and then you and Misty had a bit of a fling. So
I picked his pocket.
would it be? You think it would be weird to play that at all? I would love to see how that would happen.
Like a group scene?
A group scene? What are you asking for?
I don't know, like just the reaction of him having had the relationship with Misty. If Danny and Misty were to ever get together, like how?
Well, I guess that's really a
would
conversation for like Marvel.
It's
writers.
months apart. I mean,
we don't know
it.
where they're going to take these relationships moving forward, and it's certainly interesting because Danny and Misty do have a relationship in the comics. Like, how is that going to be addressed when they meet each other?
Yeah.
I guess that's for the writers to decide.
Sorry, Colleen.
I love Colleen. I can't.
Well, Colleen actually was one of Luke's girls too in the comics. I mean, I'm just saying.
Come on,
We
you're
was.
not. I'm not letting her be tainted.
Listen, I'm just saying, got to come through Harlem at some
Unruly
point.
behavior.
All roads lead through Harlem at some point. That's all I'm saying.
Not Colleen.
Why?
She's sensible. She's not going to go with you.
She's not sensible.
She
I'm
knows
just
better
a
than that.
broken-hearted fool who's looking for
Oh,
love
don't play that trick.
in all the wrong
Don't
places.
play that
I've been
trick.
hurt so many times. It's true.